50%. Half. Just let that sink in for a second. If you look at all the Americans who bought or sold a home last year, 1 out of every 2 of them used artificial intelligence in their transaction. We are not just talking about early adopters or tech executives here. Half of the entire market, the ground beneath the real estate industry hasn't just shifted, it has completely relocated.
Welcome to this explainer, where we're looking at a massive, fundamental disruption to literally every single stage of real estate. We're not just talking about some shiny new gadget here. We're talking about a total, ground-up rewrite of how properties are searched, priced, transacted, and legally regulated. We're going to break down the hard data, the newest tools, and the rapidly shifting consumer behaviors to understand exactly what this all means for the future of the industry.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the new home search, then head straight into the pricing standoff happening at the negotiation table. From there, we'll look at automating the back office, dive into the AI compliance crackdown, and finally cap it off with a real-world showdown, AI versus the human agent. Let's get right to it. Section 1, the new home search. We absolutely have to start where the consumer starts, focusing on how buyers are fundamentally changing the way they hunt for properties. Remember the old way we used to search for homes? Toggling a price slider here, checking a box for bedrooms there. It was so clunky and rigid, right? But now, platforms like Realtor.com are ditching that completely. Instead, they're using deeply specific conversational prompts powered by Google Gemini. You literally just talk to the search engine. You say, hey, I want a 3-bed under $600,000 near good schools with a 20-minute commute, and boom, the AI does all the heavy lifting. To really grasp how big of a deal this is, let's look at what Realtor.com and Google have actually unleashed with RealAssist AI. By pairing 30 years of buyer data with Gemini, buyers get this incredibly personalized, comprehensive view before they ever even think about picking up the phone to call an agent. It instantly pulls in Google Maps commute data, neighborhood comparisons, and street-level visuals. And get this, they've even integrated AugoU AI. A buyer can just pan their phone around a room for 30 seconds, and the AI spits out an instant moving quote. The amount of friction this removes from the buyer's journey, it's just staggering. And hey, this isn't just a US phenomenon. Up in Canada, a platform called HouseMe.ai is taking local market intelligence to a whole new level. They can whip up a free institutional-grade intelligence report on any listing in the Greater Toronto Area in under 30 seconds. We're talking valuation scores, cost-to-close breakdowns, and over 60 neighborhood data points. It essentially acts like an instant buyer's agent consultation right in your pocket. This really shows how incredibly fast this tech is moving internationally, giving consumers professional-grade analytics basically on demand. But you know, with all this newly empowered consumer knowledge comes some real friction. That brings us to Section 2, the pricing standoff, where we'll see exactly what this tech is causing at the negotiation table. The magic number in the standoff, 2.8%. 5 years ago, automated valuation models had error rates hovering around 10 to 15%. So you could pretty easily dismiss them. But today, AI valuation models have dropped their median error rate down to just 2.8%. That makes them wildly accurate for your standard run-of-the-mill homes. But ironically, that massive increase in accuracy is actually creating a massive psychological hurdle for sellers. Because, well, here's the catch. Despite this general accuracy, sellers who are doing their own research are causing major standoffs. They're showing up to meetings with inflated ChatGPT comps that totally miss the nuance. See, AI is fantastic at scanning public records, but it has some serious blind spots. For instance, it completely misses new construction developer concessions. If a developer throws in, say, 50 grand in upgrades or buys down a mortgage rate, the AI only sees that final recorded sale price and assumes the whole neighborhood just shot up in value. So now you have buyers and sellers showing up super skeptical of professional guidance, armed with data that is technically accurate but contextually deeply flawed. All right, so we've seen the frontline friction, but AI is actually solving some massive operational headaches too. Let's move into Section 3, automating the back office, and explore the practical solutions AI is bringing to administrative tasks. Let's look at how this builds a completely structured, frictionless backend. The brokerage side has rolled out tools that are literally killing traditional transaction admin. First off, the AI validates documents for missing information or disclosures in real time, so no more bouncing files back and forth for 3 days just because someone missed an initial. Next, it extracts entire uploaded offer packages into these neat, structured deal summaries and auto-tags all the signature and date fields. But my absolute favorite feature? Conversational reporting. You can literally just ask your database, hey, how many deals do I have closing in July? And it just tells you.
It is fundamentally rewiring how real estate professionals spend their hours.
Of course, whenever tech moves this fast, the law has to sprint to catch up. Let's dive into Section 4, the AI compliance crackdown, to look at the legal reality of this shift.
The crucial takeaway here is that compliance, it's no longer optional, and the stakes are getting incredibly high. California's Assembly Bill 723, which takes effect in January 2026, is making undisclosed AI listing photos a literal misdemeanor. On top of that, the National Association of Realtors has updated its 2026 Code of Ethics and MLS policies to strictly mandate the label virtually staged across all systems for any AI-enhanced images. And we really need to be crystal clear about exactly what kinds of edits require disclosure to keep you out of legal hot water. It's not just about completely faking a room. Under this California law, yes, virtual staging is covered, but so are sky replacements. If it's a gloomy day and you AI generate a nice blue sky, that needs a label. Object removal, label. Artificial lighting edits, label. Now, to be clear, virtual staging is still 100% legal, and it's an amazing tool. You just have to use the disclosure label. And you definitely need to pay attention to this because other states are actively watching California and gearing up to follow suit within the next 12 months. Okay, we've covered the search, the pricing, the admin, and the new laws. Now let's bring this explainer to a close with Section 5, AI versus the human agent.
Let's break down this incredible, high-stakes microstory of a Florida seller named Robert Levine. He bypassed traditional agents entirely. Instead, he used ChatGPT for his pricing research, his listing strategy, his marketing copy, and even his negotiation tactics. The result? He sold his house for $954,800. That is roughly $100,000 above what local agents had estimated for him, and he did it in just 5 days. He used AI to net a massive profit, completely on his own. But hold on, before anyone declares the total end of the real estate professional, we have to emphasize the core lesson from this case study. The AI replaced the agent's role in structuring the process, not the underlying expertise. Artificial intelligence isn't destroying the need for human knowledge, it's just eliminating the busy work. Levine succeeded because he stayed highly engaged. He was constantly prompting the AI, using his own critical thinking. The AI simply acted as a structured framework. Which leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. If an AI can whip up a flawless listing description, pull incredibly accurate comparative market analyses, and structure an entire transaction, then what is the human actually bringing to the table? Agents who structure the process, who add genuine, hyper-local knowledge, and who guide clients through the crazy emotional complexity of moving, they are incredibly hard to replace. But agents who just show up with a printed flyer and an automated CMA, they're kind of already obsolete. The future of real estate belongs to those who let AI handle the process so they can handle the people. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.